Hello everybody, welcome back. As you can see, we are once again at headquarters and we've started with a roof for this place, finally. It took a while. As you can see, there's a ceiling inside, but I wanted to sort of finish the roof off a little bit. So I'm thinking of something like that, and then we can maybe put some sort of, sorry, I've been all over the place today. I've been having lots of fun, especially with the lifts or the elevators. I had a lot of help from Moving Target, thank you very much, who actually gave me some really cool ideas. Let's try this and see if that will look okay. If I do that, yeah, that gives it a little bit more something. Okay, as I was saying, Moving Target, thank you very much. She gave me some really good ideas of what to do with the lift, which I have implemented quite a few of them. So let me know what you think. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's just land here. I have put some pictures on the walls. I was looking sort of for like pictures of cops, and then I was like, it's probably not a good idea to put pictures of cops on the internet on my build, because I could just imagine. So we've just got some modern art on that side, and then on this side we've got some pictures of our local hotspots. Suggestions on the lifts. We have an actual lift, with a floor that is actually a little weird. So we now have moving doors. These are the sliding doors. These were the only ones I think I saw that I liked, that I could take the doorknobs off. They actually look like lift doors. So thank you for that. The other thing is also this, which is the doorbell, which I thought was pretty cool. Then the inside, and the little kids' triangles for calling the lift. And we have the lift button to go up, and then these will go above the lift. I've done them, I think, upstairs. I think, yes, no, upstairs. There we go. They're there. So they're not lined up. I just threw them on for now. But this is the roof, because Moving Target told me lifts have to have like space for you to actually get into to store cables and repair and stuff. So there we go. we have a door at the top there, which will allow you to do anything that needs to be repaired. And each one of the lifts, as you can see, not complete yet, but is exactly the same, because this is the lift that's going to then run between floors. That one, you can only call the lift to go down. This one goes up and down, and that one just goes up. So that's sort of where I am right now with the exterior. On the interior, this is the only one that I did. So this is also the doorbell, and as you can see, I've squished them all together so they actually make one panel. And then we've got roof, we've got the first floor, and we've got the ground floor. South Africa, it's not first floor, second floor, roof. It will be this being the ground floor, because that's where you walk in. And I think in the UK as well. Oopsie. In the UK as well, that's how it works. Then we have the light switch and the emergency button, which sounds a little bit like calling the lift, but you know, it is what it is. And I also changed this wall, because this is the piece of board that I've just used, and it has been changed from this metal color to wood, so it actually isn't so intense. But I've kept the stripe around. I think the stripe looks pretty good. This I just did as a PNG file. So that was fairly simple. All right. And then I also was figuring out and was suggested that let's just look. I've got a there it is. All right, so apparently my feet downstairs are too big. But you know, we've got the monsters. Those the knights and the Frankenstein monster, they got big feet. If we catch them, we got to be able to get them to stand some way. And then the windows down there, which I will change, but not today. Okay, the lift, the doorbell for the call button, and then the bifold door. I don't know. I prefer the sliding door because that's how, in my head, a lift door opens and closes. So both of these open and close like that. I did have to sort of make the door a little bit bigger because these are bigger doors than what I'd built. That's okay. I just brought this out because otherwise the door frame wouldn't fit in here. So that is literally all right up to the wood. And then I just pulled it out and it sort of matches the front of the building. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we need to put some chairs here. This will be a sort of reception. I don't know if I like the desk like that, but I quite, you know, they come to the desk and someone needs to actually sit down with them. They can be sent here. The person who's sitting here can either help them or send them further on to, there's going to be more desks back there. This is going to be the, oops, that's the wrong way around. There's a hole there. Did you see that? Because I placed the door and then built the wall. So let's do it like that. There we go. Come into the conference/interrogation room. And then we've got the one-way windows there, which I thought was quite cool. And next door, we will have an office for a slightly more senior person to keep an eye on the interrogation room. And you can see not all the walls are complete yet. This is going to be a kitchen/storage area. This will be a bathroom. So this is the back of the lift here. I thought that was a really good idea because, you know, lifts, regardless, make noise. So that is bathroom. So there'll be a bathroom on each side here. There's a bathroom on this side. And then on the other side of the lift, there's a bathroom on that side. I think that makes sense in my head. And then this will be, as I say, a kitchen/room to grab a snack. I'll probably put a counter on a wall here somewhere so the people can sit and grab something to eat. Now, I was thinking we can probably put 2 desks, but I'm not sure if this desk is going to make sense if I'm on precise placement, aren't I? We could probably put a pod of desks in here. Do we need that many cups though? Maybe 2 there and another 2 here. But then that's going to block the stairway. So maybe just let's get 4 desks. How's that for an idea? I'll put them as close together as I can. And then we can build them into an actual pod of desks. There we go. Our surveillance room will be upstairs. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Should I put these together or should I put screens on? Yeah, I should put some screens in the middle here. That's not too bad. Then we can use our favorite little piece, well, our second favorite piece of chipboard. We can't put fabric on it yet, which is very sad. I really wish we could, but we can't. So maybe we're just going to have to go with rattan, which is what it is. I would like fabric in here, sort of as a divider. between the desks so that if I'm standing here, I can look over, but if I'm seated, then I'm not in anybody's way. Dang it. All right, we'll move it. You can see I made it just a little bit too big. And then we're going to have to make a little one in the middle there. Sort of like a screen, just so that you can have some privacy. I don't know if I like this guy's seat or if I hate this guy's seat. But you're like in the corner and away from everybody. And it might be quite cool to just be away. All right, let's see if we can get this. We can actually. It actually fits almost perfectly. I'll clean it up. But that is the basic premise there. So we've got a pod of 4 guys sitting here. Guys, I use that term loosely. Sitting here. And what's nice about them is they actually get to like pop into the kitchen if they want some snacks. Should we build something like this here? Just to give them some privacy? Maybe. I'll think about that. So the walls I'm thinking I'm going to keep white. I quite like the brick with the white and the navy, so I think I'm going to keep that. And then we need chairs. For the desks, you know what? Maybe we must just go and get chairs from downstairs. But for here, I think I'm going to just use these. These should be. How many people would you have here before it got too much? I don't think you'll need more than 4 people in this place. What do you say? There we go. And then probably not. Let's go. Ooh. Wrong way. Let's go pinch these chairs out here. Because everybody deserves a comfy chair if they're sitting on their behinds all day. I think this department got a little bit of a special on the furniture. There we go. So that can probably have something behind it. Maybe a short cupboard, medium storage, huh? Medium. Thinking that, to be honest, because then we could go with the walnut, and then this we can go with the navy. That'll look like sitting back here. No, not bad. Do we put 2 in here? They will. But oh, it's a stair that's giving me a pain. Then we can just move the door to that side, and then it looks even. Okay, I like that, and I wouldn't mind putting some notice boards and posters here. And then, as I say, here's the kitchen. That door should open in. Let's turn it and change it. There we go. Better. There's that. All the doors open in now there. This one opens in. We can change its direction. That one opens in. Awesome. Now I think I'm going to put an eating area here. So we've got a counter here so that people can just sit and grab a snack if they want. So let's see, how high is a cabinet? And then we'll put it that high. I'm really loving this floor. I'm not sure if I'd like it in the kitchen, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to leave the door open so that I don't take it out too far. I am going to use this grayish wood. Let's see, how does that look? It's not bad. I'm going to bring that out a bit. I wish we had a triangular one. Let's bring that in a little bit so that nobody actually takes himself out on the corner there. I still can't flip this, which is unfortunate as well, but that's fine. We can do that. Take it down a little bit so the top is coming to the end and not that sticking through the top. I think that will be okay. Okay, so a counter where they can sit, chill, have a snack, grab something. Chair. Do we want some bar stools? If not, why not? You know, it'll work. Just bring the navy through. We put 4 here. There we go. So there's that. Then there will be this. And then in the bathroom, this is more than big enough. Let's just do this for now. And I can figure out the bathroom for that. The other thing that I want to do is I want to put some plants around here because my goodness, it's looking sad. Little bit friendlier, more cheerful. There will be computer screens and stuff here. I wish we had vases that we could use. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's look for a newspaper. Which one is it? This one? Yes. Policestation report. Yesterday, the police apprehended a slightly overwhelming gentleman dressed up as... What would he be dressed up as? Jack the Ripper? Frankenstein's monster? I don't know. Something like that, along those lines. Yeah. So that will work for me. Down here, we desperately need many telephones because everyone's got a phone. Okay, and then we're going to need a bunch of phones down here. I don't know why, but I usually end up putting the phone on the right-hand side because I'm right-handed, which I know is a little weird, but it is what it is. I think I'm going to put a phone on the wall in here. So this dude can then pick up the phone. Actually, maybe not this desk. Yeah, what the heck. Let's use this desk. And then can we do that? Yes, we can. Then we can put these along this wall here. I think that works. It's not going to fit another one. So we can maybe just put a shelf there. A little weird. I do want to put the golf clubs in the office for the chief of police. Don't ask me why. I just want to. Pattern or... Yeah, it looks better. A little weird. Another one down there. And then it looks like it's meant to be there. Now, if it was my office, I'd put a coffee pot there, but it's not my office. So maybe not. I want to keep the desk facing that way. He's got to be able to sit. Should we put 2 of these? Yeah, that might work. We can put the phone over there. And then he's got a choice of where he's actually sitting. Because then he can see into that room if he needs to. Yeah, what the heck. Let's do that. And then... that chair would be good. Let's find some regular dining chairs. There's something relatively comfortable. There we go. Now, apparently round tables are better for interrogations because they don't wedge you in the corner. Apparently. There we go. I'll move that all over along a little bit. And then maybe we need to put a counter along here. Why do I want it? Why do I want it? Oh, that's too high. Okay. Then we can probably get our little blocks and make those. And it's got that zigzag there. Do I want to put that zigzag here? There we go. Just for something different. Then we can put a a couple of chairs here as well. And if they need more chairs, they can just pull them over. I think that makes sense. The heavy-duty interrogations are going to be downstairs, where it's a small room with just like a chair or two chairs and a table type thing, where they can lock you down. But at least this room is a little bit more upscale, which we put on the ceiling here. We put fans in here. Now, let's see if I can actually line this up. And if I can, let's see if I can walk underneath it. Yes, I can. All right, that's good. Not enough light. And we can just put some spots. Maybe. And then I think we can use these lights over here. Now, the only other thing I was thinking of is introducing a striped wallpaper, but I don't think we've got a pinstripe. Wrong way. I wasn't looking, was I? That making you a little bit dizzy? Possibly. But it's not bad, it just brings a bit of colour to the room. So if we've got these fancy tiles, what have we got? It's going to sit and stare at tiles for a short while. It's not bad. That's okay. It's actually quite pretty, quite like that. Okay, works with a grey framer on the door. And then for the floor, it is square. Let's see what size square we should go with. Okay, I'm happy with that. Maybe with a little bit of flourish, but we will add that flourish at a later stage. In fact, fairly soon. Let's just find some toilets. That's what we've got downstairs in the cells. I don't think we should use that. Either this one or that one. Let's use this one. Yes, once again, we got a few bins in. What else do we need in here? Nothing really. Oh, I said changing mat, didn't I? Shame on me. Matte plastic, I'm okay with that. I just don't know about the cats on it. It works. Now, one question I've never asked is, we get that. Does that fit there? No, it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. So, mostly everything. Maybe just a picture or a thing or a something. Don't think a clock will work. How wide is that? It's not very wide. I will get two behind there. Sure, why not? There we go. Bathroom, done. I'll get this place sorted out. Oh, look, I put a telephone on the left-hand side. That's good. And then I think we should have some of these. Yes, I'm walking again. Sorry. This is going to be a tight fit for this dude here. You're not going to be able to get through there, are you? I'll shift it around a little bit. So this is more centered. Then there's a door there. Maybe not. Just those over there will be fine. Let's do the... Actually, you know what? Let's do it the easy way. What do you say? There we go. All Alright, and then we can maybe put some, do we want those chairs? Do we want those chairs? Let's put these two here. We can always put a table in the middle. So very basic tables, which are fine. But maybe we do need some basic chairs in the front here. We can put a couple over here. They can grab one and drag it over if needed. I think that'll work. Okay. Should we set up some computer monitors? We all know that we don't have the space in these counters for towers, but that's fine because we're going to have a whole system. We're going to have a whole network. We're not going to need individual towers for these things. That works for me. Then we can do the same thing over here. We can have a monitor over there maybe. Ooh, lighter keyboards, that works. Okay. Who else needs a computer? I'm on my way. You do, Mr. Boss, sir. Like you probably need a few. Okay. Did I give the dudes over here mouses? No, I didn't. Shame on me. We'll probably put some evidence folders and definitely some pads and pencils. So everyone's got a light. Everybody's got stuff. Where's my evidence folder? Now for this, I'm actually going to go blue. And we can do that. I'll pin some photos and little funny things and postcards and stuff on the boards here. And then we do need a plant up here because everybody's got a plant on top of the filing cabinet. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Looks like someone's been caring for it. There we go. And then we do have postcards and stuff, so we can always use you see, look, suspicious photo. And we've got these. I think that's from Mom. I can't remember, but it looks suspicious. I think someone will yell if there's a Scooby-Doo one there. Might be okay in the pod, but not on the notice board. All right, we're starting to get somewhere. Upstairs, if we go up here, I was going to put the chief of police's office here, but that's not going to be big enough. So I think we're going to use this corner, this whole corner here, sort of from there all the way to here will be the chief of police. I do want to put a few more windows in. I just need to figure out. All right, so it's 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Let's go around here and do that. Okay, and then we do windows like that. We just put these windows in and then we are good to go. I know that's a little bit weird, but it's fine. It's on top of the other garage. Alright, coming back inside. What I was thinking of doing is behind the lifts here, we can put the surveillance here in the back. And then we can probably utilize sort of the back places here that don't have windows and in the middle there for a bathroom, or on the side here even for a bathroom, a little kitchenette or whatever. So this will be the surveillance, and I actually want to check. We've got TVs. I do that. This is just a test. And I take poster. Yeah, let's just use this as an example. Let's see. I was thinking of doing, I'll take screenshots So do that. Should be fine because it'll have a black border around it, but it'll have a picture of where we've got the surveillance cameras. So for example, if we go outside here, so if I stand here and I take a screenshot where the surveillance camera is, you see it's right in front of me here. So if I stand here, get rid of my feet, hide everything, take a screenshot of that, I can actually put it up on the TVs. And the same here, we can take photos of this, well, screenshots of this, and it can go onto the TVs, and then so forth and so on. And I was also reminded to put these things in the cells. So we'll put these things in the cells, and probably over here. So we'll actually have surveillance footage of inside, outside, and everything on the screens up there. And we can have a whole bunch. Yes, I haven't lined them up in any shape or form. I apologize. There we go. So I'm going to have to place cameras, count cameras, take screenshots from the cameras, and come and put them on the TVs. The lifts are going to need, up here is going to need, and I never made the helipad. Dang it, that'll teach me. Because I was thinking this would be a nice place to land a helicopter. But we're going to need a big circle. So I can either make a big circle or I can just get a PNG of a big circle. What color would we want the helicopter landing pad to be? Yellow? No, I've done one before. I just can't remember what size I made it. I think I did it on my island. Whoopsie. Then we just need to make a circle around it. I'm going to have to back with this. And it's going to have to be a bigger circle. A way bigger circle than that. Okay. We'll fact next time. How's that? Maybe a little close to the edge, but it would be cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop now because I'm just getting carried away again. So, thank you, Moving Target, again. I appreciate all the help. And I'm going to leave it here. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my progress so far at the police station. Any more ideas, any more suggestions, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.